Hello YouTube once again. Welcome to my review of the E-flight Radiian, the UMX E-flight Radiian. Now I think they make this in a bigger version, but I got the little one because I wanted something that was easy to fly, carry around the car. And this is just a great little platform for getting into FPV flying. This is actually the BNF version that I converted to FPV, and you can buy this for about $89 in the BNF version, or you can pay $189 to $249 for the FPV version, but you still have to have a transmitter. This is Spectrum technology, I believe. What do they call it? It's AS3X technology, smart technology, so it kind of helps you fly, keeps it stable from jittering around in the wind, but you don't really notice it at all when you're flying. It's very responsive. I mean, you can run around and do some loops, and you don't have the airplane fighting you. But let's get started on here what I did with this. I obviously added some extra stripes here for visual, because I do just fly this line of sight sometimes. And I did put some stripes on the bottom. A white little airplane is kind of hard to see in the sky depending on what the conditions are. So let's take a look. I got this little camera from banggood.com, and it's better than the one that comes with the FPV version with the Spectrum, because it's only 25 milliwatts, where this one is 200 milliwatts. It also has a 4-leaf clover antenna, which you have less dead spots when you're moving around, less fuzz and dark spots in your goggles. And I'm flying this with a pair of Fat Shark Teleporter V4s. So this is an Eachien camera. It's E-A-C-H-I-N-E. It's a TX2, I believe, yes. It's a 40 channel, 5.8 gigahertz, so it works with just about every headset out there. And you can go and buy a cheap $59 headset and be up and flying. No problem. I don't suggest flying with a monitor on the transmitter. I absolutely hate that. The camera itself is a TVL 600 TVL with a 120-degree field of view. So I mean, you get to see the little nose of the airplane and the little folding prop when you're flying around. Good view of everything when you're flying around. E-flight also makes a little blue and white cub of this kind of setup, and I would suggest staying away from that little squirrel, because it's just not as good of a platform for flying FPV. Now you can see where I took a little X-Acto blade knife and cut a notch out here. Took a little plate, hot glued the camera, and then velcroed it on so I can take this on and off. See, the camera has a little lens on it. Back here it lights up and tells you your channel and your band. This is a 40 channel transmitter, all built into one, all in one. And these little cameras come with a little splitter cable, so you can run your airplane and the FPV camera off the same battery. And all these airplanes come with these little tiny 150 milliwatt 3.7 volt, these little one cell, I don't know if you can see that, but little one cell batteries. I took an X-Acto blade and cut this out, made it flat, put a good piece of Velcro here, and I am running these 650 milliwatt batteries. Much better flying time. I get a solid 12 minutes of hard on the throttle without soaring, flying around without a problem. A lot of flying time on those. So just to recap, if you're going to get one of these, you need to have a transmitter with DSM2 DSMX compatibility. You can buy this little camera off of Banggood for $26. 4-pack of these little batteries that come with a little USB charger was under 10 bucks. And basically you have yourself a good beginner platform. If you're just getting into FPV, I highly suggest this is probably the best way to do it. I have really good range with this system with the 200 milliwatt camera. I can fly this thing from my house all around my neighborhood, behind trees. It you know, it just has very little like blackout or fuzz in my goggles. It's very dependable. The range of this transmitter will far, you know, outfly the range of this camera, so I never have to worry about losing connection with the plane. But once again, I suggest if you're looking to get into FPV for, you know, on the cheap, and especially if you already have, like, say, a DX6i or this is just a DX5e, anything that would be compatible with this kind of setup, you should pick up one of these things and you'd be up in the air and flying. So anyway, it's the middle of winter here in Alaska and it's 25 below, so I'm not doing a lot of flying right now, and I have flown at 25 below, and batteries don't last long and your fingers last even less. So until next time, YouTube, have happy and safe flying.